Hi, my name is Charles Marsala, and I'd like to ask for your vote to represent the great state of Louisiana in the United States Senate. One of the things we're frequently asked as a candidate is, what are you going to do about ISIS and terrorism? Well, 2 years ago, I had a simple solution for one area of ISIS and terrorism that we needed to address, and it hasn't been addressed in those 2 years, even though it has slowly been introduced to the Senate and the House. And it's getting rid of Ivory-funded terrorism. Terrorist groups that say they want to attack the Mall of America, and that could easily be the Mall of Louisiana, our Lakeside Shopping Center, our Pecanland Mall. Terrorists right now have started to hit soft targets in the United States, and it's causing havoc here. But we have a chance to take away $5 billion out of their coffers, and that is to stop wildlife trafficking. An elephant could have 100 pounds of ivory on its tusk, meaning that's worth $100,000. I want to explain to you the link. A villager poaches an elephant. He then sells the tusk to an organized crime person, which also could be a terrorist group. They then sell those tusks to people that are shipping it to China, Europe, Singapore, or America. That money, that profit, is then used to buy guns, and they've said they want to attack the Mall of America, and next could be the Mall of Louisiana. The Louisiana congressional delegation has refused to accept this link, even though former national security advisors under George Bush have explained it, National Geographic has explained it, U.S. Fish and Wildlife have explained it, and even the Washington Post has written editorials that it has to be addressed. Imagine $5 billion of wildlife trafficking money that could be removed from terrorist groups, and yet we can't pass a simple bill. Primarily, I'm told, it's because people still want the ability to go hunt elephants, and this bill might somehow jeopardize that right. That answer is not acceptable. We have an animal that may be extinct in the wild. We have people making $5 billion a year on wildlife trafficking. Let's fess up and get this addressed. The bill's been sitting in the Senate for over 1.5 years now with no action. And we have made the laws so mild that if they get caught trying to bring it into the United States, it's a slap on the wrist. We need to treat it like it's cocaine. If you're bringing in $5 million worth of illegal ivory and you get caught, you lose your yacht. The dealer also loses his home, as opposed to a $10,000 fine. And right now, that's the way it is on the books. So we say it's illegal, but it's so minor it's worth the risk. A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to ask one of my opponents in this race why he did not endorse H.R. 2494, the Global Anti-Poaching Act. And you're also going to see what Congressman Ed Royce, the chairman of the House Foreign Relations Committee, had to say to the Speaker of the House on the Global Anti-Poaching Act the night that it passed.
I'll ask this to Congressman Fleming, and obviously a lot of respect for our congressman. I think you guys have done a great job. H.R. 2494, which is the bill on ivory-funded terrorism, we just lost 25 walruses in Alaska. That's a $5 billion a year market. Why didn't you endorse that?
Ivory funding anti-terrorism. I don't really see the link. I'm on natural resources.
There is a direct link when jihadi organizations carry out, as Judge Ted Poe shared with you, carried out these attacks, to recruit, to show that they've got the power to kill, they've got the power to exterminate, to annihilate. And not just these animal species, but human beings as well. What did they do when they had their hands on those weapons? They then went to Garissa University, and they slaughtered 145 students after slaughtering the elephants in the parks. Mr. Speaker, time is not on our side. Each day of inaction means more animals poached, and the coffers of terrorist organizations and rebels grow full because the criminal syndicates that buy the ivory give them the weapons and give them the money. And I urge all my colleagues to seize this opportunity and vote for H.R. 2494, and then help us bring a little pressure to bear to get this bill out of the Senate.
To me, it's so clear. So let's get this done. And if I get the opportunity, you can bet I'll be fighting to stop terrorists from getting easy money. And it should take less than a half a day to get this passed. Now, what's significant about this simple piece of legislation is there are numerous other issues impacting Louisiana where our congressmen have not taken the action. We lose 40 square miles of coastline a year right now. We have a dead zone that's 3 times its goal. It is 6,000 square miles, and the goal was 1,900 square miles. And these same congressmen have not taken action on these other environmental and ecological issues. It's time for a Teddy Roosevelt type of government. We need to address our environment and take care of it. And as your senator, that would be my priority. Thank you, and I approve this message.
Thanks to the efforts of Charles Marsala and many others, H.R. 2494 made it through the House. However, Charles needs your help to become elected so he can push S-27 through the Senate. Every day S-27 sits in the Senate, another 100 elephants die and terrorists obtain more funds from the slaughter of these extraordinary creatures. We encourage you to download our coloring page to help educate your children on the endangered elephant. Text Marsala to 504-509-5500 to make a donation, or go to marsalaforla.com for more information.